Are you wondering if you're self-aware? Because I've got 4 ways for you to know if you're self-aware that are worth stealing. And actually today, you don't have to steal them because I'm going to give them to you for free. So stick with me so you can understand that when you fall out, it's very easy to fall back in. So in each moment, you know if you're self-aware because you're able to check in with yourself and know what the right answer is. So what does that mean, check in with yourself? Some people call it intuition. Some people call it gut instinct. When you are self-aware, you are able to check in with your body, check in with your mind, your spirit, and know intuitively, is this the right path for me? Is that the right path for me? You might call it your gut instinct. Someone I know calls it a spidey sense. Whatever you call it, it's there for you as a tool. And the more that you practice self-awareness, the more that will get louder for you, that instinct, that intuition. So I have a really fun story about this because there was a time where I was really low on cash and I needed a car. I needed to buy something that would get me everywhere I needed to go, and I only had $4,000. You can imagine that with $4,000, you're gonna get a piece of So I go to this car dealership and I'm walking around and I get up next to this vehicle and all of a sudden I just start feeling nauseated. Like I think I'm sick. I'm thinking what's happened to me? I have the flu. I ate something bad. Something is wrong with me. I need to leave. So I start walking across the lot and all of a sudden I'm standing next to a different vehicle and my whole body lights up. I feel energized. I feel happy. I feel good for no reason. And it occurs to me that nothing's changed. I'm still 30 seconds away from the sick version of me. So I get it in my head, I get this idea, this gut reaction to go stand back next to that other vehicle where I started feeling gross. And sure enough, I get over there, I'm standing next to the vehicle, and I just start feeling so bad. So here's the thing, when I went to buy this car, my intention was to get the best possible car I could for a measly $4,000. And how interesting it is that I was feeling really sick next to one vehicle and really good and alive and happy next to the other one. You might be thinking, so what? Well, here's the thing, I bought the car that made me feel good. And even though this vehicle, according to Kelley Blue Book and all the different things online were saying, oh, this car doesn't last, it's not that good, it's kind of the bad model of that kind of vehicle, that car went for 150,000 miles on just my $4,000 budget and ended up being the right answer, all because I listened to my gut. Number 2, when you are self-aware, you become the observer. So you can imagine if you are someone who's wanting to be self-aware, then you are on a healing journey. You are healing your traumas. You are looking into your past. You are looking to be that best possible version of yourself. So when self-awareness kicks in, you'll know it. For me, it happened when I was driving on the freeway, and typically throughout my past, I've been a people pleaser. I was always the person saying, oh no, you get ahead of me. Oh, you go. I was a very passive driver. So I'm doing all this healing work, trying to find the balance between being assertive and aggressive and not knowing how to be assertive without that mean part of me showing up, because ultimately I want to be a nice person. So I'm doing all of this healing work, and all of a sudden I'm driving down the freeway and I find myself being a better driver and taking my place in traffic and becoming more assertive and not feeling bad about it. And in that moment, I got to become the observer of myself, going, oh my gosh, that's not how I used to drive. I used to be like this, but this feels better. How did I do that? And all of a sudden, in this moment, I'm aware that all of this healing work that I've been doing is actually working, and it's showing up in my daily life in something simple like the way that I was driving. Number 3, when you are self-aware, you are going to find yourself feeling happy for no reason. This one is one of my favorites because regardless of what's going on around you, you are aware of that flow of the life essence, and you know how to get back into it. But here's the thing, all of this is a lifelong journey. This self-awareness, it's not something that you just get and then you're done and you get to be self-aware. you are going to be practicing this your whole life. So being able to feel happy for no good reason, being in that moment, knowing that you're in the flow and this is your dessert for all the work that you've done, you get to feel that good happiness, that flow, knowing that it's not always going to feel this way, but you know what it feels like so you can more easily get back into it. Number 4, the way that I get back into self-awareness when I fall out is by using the gift of music. One of my favorite songs is called Living in the Moment by Jason Mraz. And for me, it's got this upbeat, fun sound to it, and it's all about living in the moment, in this present moment. It brings me back to right here and now, not the past, not the future, but right here, right now. And when I can check in with how I'm feeling and this joy, this beautiful sound that's coming into my ears, reminding me to just be present, to be self-aware, it's one of my most favorite tools. The other one I love is by listening to mantras. One of my most favorites is by Ram Dass, and it's called I Am Loving Awareness. And one of the things I love about it is how he puts the emphasis on different words at different times throughout the audio. So first he's saying, I am loving awareness. And then he's saying, I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. So each time the emphasis is on one of the other words, but for me, it brings me back into who I really want to be, that most self-aware version of myself, the part of me that is the loving awareness. So when I use these tools, it helps me get right back into this moment, right back into that flow of who I really am. And as an extra bonus, I want to give you 3 ways that you know when you're out of self-awareness so that you can start to pay attention and get yourself back in. Number 1 is you are feeling yourself being irritated by others when they're not being self-aware. You're observing their behavior or their words or what they're doing, and you're finding yourself going, they need to be more self-aware. They need to be this. And so you're having some expectations on how they should be reacting or they should be behaving. So if you are feeling those kind of moments with you, that's a really good sign that you need to check back in with you, that you need to get back into your own self-awareness and let those other people off the hook, because this journey is about you. They've got their own journeys. So make sure that you're taking full responsibility for yourself and letting other people off the hook for finding their own journeys, because they're going to do the best they can in any given moment. Sometimes their best isn't good enough. Sometimes it's But for you, you know that you can let them off the hook, let them find their way, and then take that time to get back into your own self-awareness practice. Another way you know if you're out of self-awareness is that you're feeling exhausted by the end of the day. If you are giving out too much of your energy and letting other people drain your energy, then you know that you're not protecting yourself from what's going on around you. So if you find yourself feeling exhausted at the end of the day, take some time to really get back into you, create some clear space for you, that ease and flow space for you, so that the next day when you go out into the world, you can show up as that self-aware, vibrant version of yourself, that light that's going to be that light in the darkness for everybody to see, quietly giving them permission to show up as their best and most aware self as well. If you like this video, comment below. Let me know how you find that you are in self-awareness or when you're out of it. I really want to hear your best ideas as well. And next, watch How to Find Peace in a Bad Marriage. See you there.